But the way we tell people about how the Indians were invited, this is how the Indians were invited to Thanksgiving, folks, with their head on a pole. This country's third day of religious Thanksgiving was when they brought the first native guest to attend Thanksgiving. The first native guest, Massasoit, who attended the first Thanksgiving. The third Thanksgiving was declared when they brought his son's head in on a pole, right here in Plymouth. His son's head rotted on that pole for over 20 years. They did not take it down, it rotted down. There should be a head on the pole to remind us every day here in Plymouth of what this country celebrates every year at this time. So when you gather at home around your table tonight, folks, in the warmth and comfort of your homes, remember what it cost some of us, what it still costs us every day as we're here, and we watch this tragedy unfold every day as they pump pollutants into our water, toxins in our air. The cancer rate continues to rise because we've simply breathed it in these days, folks. I can only imagine my ancestors would have never imagined we would be buying water. Water. The one largest organism on this planet. The one thing our bodies need the most. You actually buy water. You're actually taxed on land. This is the National Day of Mourning, folks. There's many things to be mourning every day, but we gather this year at this time because too many people are being raised on false accusations, lies. The true origins of Thanksgiving lie right here, a head on a pole. This is what this country celebrated at its first, second, and third Thanksgiving. That by the grace of God, it was obliterating the native people who had hosted them since the day they washed upon our shores. We were not the bad Indians, folks. We were good warriors, protecting our homelands, as anyone would do. This is Pilgrim progress, folks. When whole communities die from a disease, that's Pilgrim progress. Instead of the huge cornucopia table with a whole village full of pilgrims and that one or two Wampanoags thrown in there, it was the other way around. There were 90 warriors who showed up to the first Thanksgiving. 90 warriors, 90 Wampanoag warriors showed up to the first Thanksgiving because they thought the Pilgrims were in trouble. And the Pilgrims were firing their muskets as part of their religious day of Thanksgiving. And the natives had sworn to protect them. Since they did not invite us to the Thanksgiving, we did not know they were not under attack. Massasoit got as many warriors as he could. They arrived here and found them feasting on turkey. They did not have the decency to invite the natives because we were heathen savages who have no religion whatsoever. Rebel worshippers. Compared to their Puritan Christian philosophy, there was no way they could break bread with us. These lies are repeated every year in our history books, in our cartoons, on the media, in our parades. Well, this is a parade of truth here, folks. I couldn't make this stuff up in my head if I wanted to. We all should be having nightmares about this history. But it is the truth. Many of us native people have to live this truth every day. So for those of you who don't understand why I have a head on a pole here, this is what this country has civilized Thanksgiving by. The second day this country declared Thanksgiving was not when Abraham Lincoln found out about this event. The second religious day of Thanksgiving was declared when they burned 700 Pequot women and children alive in Connecticut. That was this country's second day of religious Thanksgiving when they burned 700 people alive in Ledyard, Connecticut. The third third day this country celebrated its Thanksgiving was when Massasoit's son's head was carried in on a pole here in Plymouth. Right here in Plymouth. Hometown of Thanksgiving. Even is. Killing Philip was not enough. Killing the movement against the colony was not enough. Dismembering Philip into pieces was not enough. Selling his wife and child as slaves out of this country so they will never be able to arise again was not enough. They had to carry his head in on a pole here in Plymouth. And they put his head on a pole, and that head rotted here in Plymouth. They never took it down. They were proud of what they did. This is what we celebrate on Thanksgiving. This country celebrated its third religious day of Thanksgiving when they brought the head of King Philip in on a pole, right here in Plymouth. We're on our way to that very spot for those of you who care to see and join us. History. This is not something that's only in the past. We live it every day here in the present. When we allow these lies to be repeated every year. When we don't focus on the tragedies of events such as Columbus Day. Every culture from every corner of the globe has assembled here in this melting pot. They brought with it a holiday of some sort, some manner of celebrating who they are and the culture they come from. Whereas right here in our own soil, on our own soil of over 500 different tribes, there is not a single native holiday anywhere throughout 365 days of your Anglo calendar. No matter how many times that moon makes its cycle, we have not had a holiday to allow us to be who we are. Our cultures are still here, folks. Our history is still here. This history was written by the founders of this country who were proud of what they were doing to establish this country. This entire holiday is appalling when you find out its origins. I want to reiterate, there have been good things that have come from this. At least some people set aside time to be with their families today. At least some people take a second to stop and think about that plant and animal being that sacrificed itself so you can stuff your face today. Today is that one day we sit down with our families and we give thanks together as a family. Something that should be happening every day, throughout each day. So I am really thankful for what this holiday has brought on this land. Something that we have been doing for thousands of years. But the manner in which it's taught about our involvement in this holiday is a tragedy, folks. Look forward to hearing all the words from the rest of the educated leaders who are here, representing other nations, on behalf of the Wampanoag people who have always resided here for 12,000 years. Thank you all for coming here to stand with us so that we can tell the truth about where this holiday came from. This holiday is what we make of it, and I appreciate those of you who took time out of your day today to be here, to hear the truth, to spread the truth.